Hello, my fellow planty people. Thank you so much for joining me today. Please grab a drink with me as I go over my January best and worst. So yeah, I'm doing it. I remembered if you watched my 2021 houseplants favorites, I wanted to kind of do this every month because personally I think it's just so fun to look back on and see what I thought were my favorites then versus what my favorites are now. But I also wanted to include not only my favorites of January, but the ones that aren't doing so great, because yeah, that is the plant life. So yes, please join me in grabbing a drink. I have an Unfiltered Wheat Ale with me today. This is from Alter Brewing, a local brewery to me, and it just tastes like lemonade. It's delicious. A tart lemonade, like not a sweet lemonade. It's really good. Just very light. Tart, but delicious. So should I start out with the favorites or the ones that aren't doing so great? Let's end on a high note, shall we? Or I could flip-flop. Let's do that. I like that idea. Okay. So we're going to start with one that's not doing great. This is an Unidentified Syngonium. It was just watered yesterday, but like there's a bent leaf right there. Sorry, my floor is very creaky. Yeah, it's just, I don't think it's really gonna make it. There is a new leaf coming in right there, but my foster kitties, who got adopted by the way, they loved this plant. I got a new foster kitty. I don't know if you can hear her meowing in the background because she is not happy to be in isolation right now. So you're used to it. I got lots of animals. It's a jungle in here. But yeah, the foster kitties really loved playing with this plant. And this is what it looks like, and it's going out the door, unfortunately. But then, look at this plant. Also look at this planter. My cousin, well, my husband's cousin, so my cousin now, from Seattle got me this planter for Christmas. It's just so cute. I love the little panda's expression. Just like, I love it. But this is a Booby Cactus. And I really have taken notice of it this month in January, and it really hasn't grown since I've gotten it. I haven't had it too long, maybe a couple months, but it's just really, it's really awesome. And I think the pot, like, I just think it goes great in this pot. So maybe that's why I took note of it, because the pot is so awesome. But Booby Cactus, I don't know the proper name for this. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce it. It starts with an M and it's very long and intimidating looking, but AKA Booby Cactus. This is a Hoya Linearis, and I've been wanting to try this plant for a while. It looks like when it's fully grown, like Becadilla Plants has a very full one, and it's just so beautiful looking. I wanted that, but of course full grown ones are pretty expensive, so I started out with a little baby. It came in a pack of 3 off of Etsy, and it did not arrive looking super stellar. And in my care, it has not gotten any better. It's just getting worse and worse. This one probably won't be around too much longer, which is sad. I hope I can find another one, because I didn't really even get like to shoot my shot with it, you know? It just came looking sad, and it has continued to be sad, so hopefully I can get my hands on another one and try again. Another favorite of January is this beautiful Hoya Stiltavakana. I picked this up when my husband and I went to Seattle this September, and it was pretty big. Like, I would consider this a pretty big plant. It's not huge, but you know, it's pretty sizable. And it has grown so much. There's so much new growth. The leaves are just so beautiful. It just takes my breath away each time. It's like a kind of got a silvery hue to it. Like, look at this leaf. And it's just gorgeous. It's just a gorgeous plant. Next worst of January is this Epipremnum Cebu Blue. I think I have just come to terms that I am not meant to have a CB blue in my life. This is like my 3rd or 4th try at having one. I just threw away like a little baby one that I had. Like, I can do well with it for a little bit, and then it just decides to die on me. This one was just watered. It's so sad looking. I think I might try it one more time, like put this plant in water and then maybe eventually in leca. But I don't know. I think this plant just hates me. I'll just have to love them from afar because they don't love me back. Which is super sad because Cebu blues are so cool. This one really bums me out. I'm really sad about this one, but it is what it is. Next favorite is a Hoya. It is a Hoya Croniana. I think that's how you say it. Silver. But again, this silvery coloring just on plants just really gets me. I think it's so gorgeous. And this one is no exception. It has beautiful markings and it is giving me, can you see that little baby? The tiniest little leaf. It's so cute. It's so cute, so adorable. I've always, once I got it, I put it in leca. Hocus pocus. This is supposed to be like a wine glass, but of course I made it into a planter from Spirit Halloween. But I've always had it in leca. It's just been doing so well in leca, and it blows me away. It's just so beautiful. It's in my kitchen, so when I do the dishes, I get to just stare and admire. The next sad plant is this one right here. I bought it as a Philodendron Revolution. I don't think that's what it is. I'm not sure. But it just, yeah. But it has this new leaf going on. And it even has some growth. I can't, like this. I don't know if it's going to pick it up. It's kind of like very, there you go. That, like new growth there. But so I haven't thrown this away yet. I don't know if I want to. I just can't do it. Like I know, I just did a video that it's like, okay, it's okay. Just throw it away. It's okay, just throw it away. But I just can't bring myself to do that to this one yet. This one has been a struggle from the beginning on me nailing its care needs. I have repotted it. I haven't tried it in leca. Maybe that should be a next step. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. The foster kitty is so loud. So we think that, talking about cats now, we think that she's pregnant. Kitty babies! Shh! Because she's pregnant, upon intake, she didn't get any of like the regular shots because that could kill her babies if she's pregnant. So she is in like total isolation right now. Like if I pet her or anything, I have to wash my hands just to make sure like nothing transfers over to my other animals. So she's a little lonely. We try to spend time with her every day, but you know, who wants to be in a cage for hours on end, you know? Nobody. So she's expressing her displeasure, what you hear. But back to the plants. I can't bring myself to throw this one away yet. I can't. So it's just gonna stay with this sad little leaf. Oh, the reason I have it in such a big pot, because you might be like, Adriana, why is it in such a big pot? Put it in a smaller pot. The root system on this is crazy. Can't see it. It has so many roots, and like the roots are packed in here. So I can't put it in a smaller pot without cutting off roots, which I also don't want to do. I don't want to shock it. It's sad enough. Let's not do anything else to it. So, sad one. Whatever number this is. My next favorite for January is a newer Sansevieria that I purchased a month or two ago. And it's a Kirky Silver. It's I can't spell. I'm gonna write all of the names so you can tell how bad I'm pronouncing them. But I bought this along with the Linearis from Etsy. Different sellers though, so I don't know why I mentioned that. It's irrelevant. But the coloring is what really drew me to this one. It has like a reddish, pinkish even maybe, hue to it, and I just fell in love with it when I saw it. And I'm like, I want that. I don't have it. Even the backs are so cool. It's like silvery and reddish, pinkish, and it's beautiful. And has really quickly become one of my favorites. It's on my Sansevieria wall, which sometimes can get ignored, but my eye is just drawn to it, and I'm like, oh, such a pretty one. Such a pretty one. So yeah. Okay, yeah, we're on the last of the worst of Januaries. So that means we're gonna leave off on a high note. Awesome. ZZ Zenzi. This is ZZ Zenzi. I have been struggling overall with my ZZ plants. They used to be so easy for me, and I really think it's due to the fact that I have so many other plants and so many other types of plants with different watering needs. Now overall, I would consider my collection pretty low maintenance, like easy care, especially when it comes to watering. Most of my plants don't need to be watered frequently and such, but like ZZ plants really don't need to be watered as frequently, and I was overwatering them and then realized I was overwatering them, and then I was underwatering them. This one was a beautiful lush plant once, and I actually just pulled off like another stalk because it was yellowing. But these were severely dehydrated, and like the bulbs were like shriveled up and stuff, and it was just so sad because it used to be a gorgeous plant. And I have experimented, and I just put some in leca, so let's see if that helps, because I find like if I'm struggling with the watering needs of a plant, like putting that plant in leca really alleviates that stress for me and helps me out. So cross your fingers for me, because I love ZZs and I hope that I can get my shit together and figure it out. But I mean, these two don't look as sad, but you can kind of see here like it's yellowing a little bit. And yeah, again, I just pulled off a stalk because it was completely yellow and like dried up and dead. Okay, we're ending on a high note, and we're ending with a Hoya. It is my Hoya Shepherdii, otherwise known as the green bean Hoya. I honestly didn't even realize this plant got so big. It was not huge at all when I got it. It has been on my plant shelf, so I don't know where I've been, because obviously I water it or else it would be dead. But I was watering it yesterday, and I was like, wow, you're gorgeous. How come I never noticed you before? And I don't know. I don't have an answer to that question. But I love it. I don't know what else to say. I love it. That's why it's in my favorites. I love that it's starting to trail. I think that looks so cool. You can see where the kitties have nibbled, because pretty much every plant that I have, a nibble has been taken out of it, which is why I don't have any extremely poisonous plants, because pretty much every plant, there are some that are non-toxic to animals and humans, but most plants have a level of toxicity that can be like, if you ingest it, you get an upset stomach, you can throw up, you got some stomach issues, or you can have some that you eat it and you die, especially if you have an animal or a baby that eats it, because they're smaller, which means they can't tolerate science. So I don't have any of those plants except one. I have the fire sticks euphorbia, which is pretty poisonous, but that is in my mud room on a shelf. And that is gated off. The animals only go in there when I let them in there to go outside to go potty, and I am watching them. So they never get to ingest that plant. That is the only toxic plant I have. I don't know why. Oh, because nibbles. There are nibbles on this plant. But let's get back to the admiration. Ooh, my pot's dirty. I should clean that. Yeah. I really love it. And I kind of want to see how it looks on a trellis, but maybe like a hoop trellis, but honestly, but not a lot of trellises like fit on these shelves, I've noticed, and this one is also on a riser to like try to create some height and stuff, make it visually pleasing. So I don't know, but I'm kind of liking that it trails. But Joopy, who we adopted, we foster failed him. He's now ours, part of the family. Joopy really likes this plant. He thinks that the vining is a fun toy. So we'll see what we're gonna do with it. Well, alright, thank you so much for joining me while I talked about the best and worst of my January plants. I hope you had a fun time. Let me know what you think. Did you like that I changed them, or do you want to see like the favorites first and the bad plants last, or vice versa? I always appreciate your comments and interacting with you guys. But anyway, have a great day. I'll see you next time. Cheers. There's a hair in my mouth. Okay, now cheers. Get my shoes on and stop.